Hello everybody, I'm super excited because I get to test out the Birdbuddy 2 before its official release. And Birdbuddy has been around for a while now. Their original smart bird feeder was one of the first ones I'd ever heard of. I think it was one of the first ones on the market. They had this big Kickstarter for it. It has a pretty, well-known design. They make it really fun. There were some delays in getting the product out to people that was an issue for a little bit, but I'm hoping all that is, behind and they can get stuff out on time with their new products. But this is what the original version looks like. It has this camera that pops out, has a solar roof with a solar panel on one side. And so Birdbuddy sent us the Birdbuddy 2 to test out along with some of the kind of add-ons to it. So this is like a ball you could put on it for suet. There's a wall mount on here. There's a 3-in-1 nutrition set. So it looks like you can put like some water, some jelly. Some people agree with having jelly, some people don't. It's kind of an ongoing debate, so you can do some research on that. You could put like a piece of orange on there or something. And then there's also a perch extender. So a lot of accessories on here too, but I want to read to you about some of the improvements with the Birdbuddy 2 that they have made compared to the Birdbuddy 1. So you can imagine when you launch a product, you get a lot of feedback. So it seems like they're taking a lot of that feedback into account with the new features on this product. So it has an all-new circular body with customizable viewing angles. So you can do portrait or landscape. Built-in dual solar panels, so 2 instead of 1. It has a 2K Ultra Video plus HDR plus slow motion. That'll be interesting. Up to 120 frames per second. Instant wake up, detects every bird visit in real time. Proprietary lens system and wider 135-degree field of view. High fidelity mic for natural bird sounds. That's pretty cool. Larger seed space for fewer refills, 6 cups or 1.4 liters. So that's pretty cool, and if you see this video before the release, you can actually sign up to be on the wait list. I'll put a link in the description, but let's check this product out and see if the improvements actually made a difference. So this is the packaging here on the product, and this is before its official release, so it's really cool to be able to test it. And they talk about some of the features: new camera, 2 solar panels, larger seed capacity, but it still has kind of that classic look to it. So let's get this open and see what it's all about. So we got our quick start guide right at the top, so if you want to learn how to set it up right away, it has all the info you need. You can see that big camera right off the bat. And that's actually not attached yet to the feeder itself. This is to hang it up. And then this is the actual bird feeder unit. So it does have more of a kind of short and stout feel. This is the original one here. I guess they're close to the same height. This one feels a little like taller, I guess. I suppose it could be because the camera's more vertical, but it's interesting to see kind of the differences here. So let's take our camera out of the packaging here. It just pops right out. And then you can peel this off, which is always really satisfying. It's interesting, it's just kind of like a, little eye almost that you just pop in and pop out. It looks like it has a magnet on the back. So I just put the camera on. I was looking at the quick start guide, and it depends how you mount the camera if it's going to be horizontal or vertical. So if you do it like that, it is going to be horizontal. If you do it like that, it's going to be vertical.
Your device is ready for pairing with your Birdbuddy app.
That seems pretty simple. This has got to go on first though, so I'm going to take this off. And then when you get this stuff, you do want to charge it right away, and then see if there's any firmware updates, because there may be, some updates to the system, and you want to have the newest version. So should we go horizontal or vertical? I think horizontal for YouTube, it'll look a little better on screen.
Your device is ready for pairing with your Birdbuddy app.
And then in the back, you just pop this open, so that's how you fill it. So you fill it through here. And then close it up. So let's figure out how to charge it. See what else we have in here. So this is the hanger, so you can put this on to hang. It has the perch and the pole mount right here. So the perch, I think, actually just kind of clips on. I like when stuff is easy, like it just snaps into place.
Visit mybirdbuddy.com/help.
We're working on it, but thanks. This goes on to like hang it. Like that. Pretty simple. And then if you wanted to do the pole mount, you'd put this on here, put the screws in, and then you could actually just set it on a pole, which would probably work really well. It's kind of tucked away in there was this package, which I bet has the screws for the pole mount. Make sure you don't throw anything away by accident. Oh, it has the charging cable too. Okay, cool. So we have the screws in here, we have the charging cable. With this one, I'm tempted to just hang it. That's normally pretty easy as far as mounting, and you can keep squirrels away if you hang it in a good spot. Yeah, this has our screws and our charging cable. So I think I'm gonna charge it up first. We'll make sure it has all the power it needs. Then we'll pair it into the app, and then we'll put it out, and we'll get some birds. It's really cool to be able to test this stuff out, though, and then I'll charge it, but also, you know, show you some of the other stuff you could do, like this mount on here. So it looks like this kind of goes around the bottom there. And you can have a bigger perch for your birds with the suet ball. The wall mount too. So you can just mount it on the bottom here and then screw this into a wall or, you know, a board or something like that. And then the 3 kind of accessories on here as well. So that's cool. We'll see if we want to put any of these on, but I'm going to charge it and we'll get it set up with the app and we'll see what kind of birds we get. Okay, we had our feeder charging for a while. The USB-C just plugs in here. And then you do need a place to plug that in so you can put it into an outlet, or if you have a USB-C charger, because the cable is USB-C to USB-C. So we should be ready to go. Now we're gonna pair it in the app. So you'll have to download the Birdbuddy app. I already have it. You can make an account on there. And then we will add this new device. So we're gonna go to cameras. There's a plus button you'll hit. We can name it Badgerland Birds Birdbuddy. That works. Next, set your location. Not going to show that on here. Enable Bluetooth. And then it is the Birdbuddy 2. So we have our camera in the feeder. It is searching. I'm going to take our camera, put it back in here. Gonna give it a fresh reset. I think that helps. So now we're gonna add the Wi-Fi information. Sometimes you have to have your firewall down and able to add this, and then you can put it back on afterwards. So we'll go add the Wi-Fi. It's connecting, almost there.
Success! Your camera is ready.
Sounds like it worked. Birdbuddy is now connected and ready to spot some birds. Your camera should always face your own property to avoid accidentally filming others. I understand. So you can share this with other people so they can look at your device. We're not going to do that here, but it's cool you have the opportunity. They give us a premium membership to test out. So it says enjoy your membership to exclusive features. So you can connect it to Alexa. That's interesting. Guest access to live streaming so you can share it with other people. Family interaction, see how others like, share, and save postcards from your feeder. Postcards are like the clips that they're going to send you from the feeder of the photos and videos. Notice bird returning again and again. Give it a unique name. That's kind of cute. Bird Cayer, receive alerts about sick birds. Interesting. Wow, they're doing a lot. Get 20% off all new Birdbuddy products and add-ons, unlimited cloud storage, 2K ultra resolution, try new features. Wow, there's a lot going on here. We have our Birdbuddy all charged. I also checked to make sure that our firmware was up to date. You want to make sure that you're using the most up-to-date firmware possible. And we're going to fill it with seed. I just have a bag of pretty standard bird seed mix. And you open the back up here, and then you just dump your seed in. This is going to be hard to do one-handed, but we'll give it a shot. We may end up spilling seed all over the place, but that's okay. This was tough. You kind of get the idea, though. Let me fill it up real quick. So we have our feeder all filled up, and I just have it on a hook here, so I don't think squirrels will be an issue or anything. And I'm excited to see what kind of birds we get. It is pretty windy, so it's going to be swaying a little bit. but hopefully we don't get a bunch of motion recordings that's just nothing there. I would think since it's all swinging together, it wouldn't register that, but we'll have to see. So I'm excited to see what birds we get. It was a little hard to fill it all the way with kind of the way the door is, but I filled it most of the way full, so we're good to go. I'm excited to see what birds we get. One thing I learned is it does seem which way this triangle hook goes on, because I had the other part on the front and it was kind of hanging back a little bit, and then I flipped the two sides and now it's a little more level. So you want to make sure that that's, you know, pointed the right direction so it's more level, not sitting kind of up. So we've only had the feeder out for a couple hours and we've already gotten some visitors. We have a northern cardinal female, so it actually identified it for us, and it talks about the female coloration. We can name this northern cardinal. That might be kind of fun. What should we name it? We'll name it Katie. Nice. Hello, Katie. A new album was created. Nice. So we can watch the video. This is a really short 2-second video. Quality looks pretty good. Getting a little bit of glare on the left side of the camera there. And then took a low light photo at the end. Oh, maybe it just, that's interesting. I don't know what happened with that photo. We got a male northern cardinal. He's kind of off on the side. Nice. There's pictures of him. Then we got probably that same one. So you can give feedback. Was this identified correctly? Oh, that's a nice video. So this one's a little bit longer. Cool. So we do have some visitors. And then I found out that if you actually go to your camera and you try to start the live stream at night, it says it's sleeping. So it goes into a deep sleep during each night to preserve the battery. In the morning, it will automatically wake up. So that's interesting. On some of the smart bird feeders, they have like night vision settings where, you know, if like a flying squirrel comes or, you know, a bird does come at night, it'll show it. So that's interesting that they're kind of prioritizing the battery life there. So it does say our Wi-Fi is a little weaker, but it seems like it's been capturing birds well. So that's our first kind of taste into the Birdbuddy 2. I'm excited to see what we get tomorrow. So we've had a lot of cardinals so far, which is cool. I'm back in the app. There's this little thing about Meet the Birdbuddy 2. So just going through that to make sure we didn't miss anything. You can add those mounts. I think I'm gonna flip the camera. So we've been horizontal, I'm gonna flip it vertical. It's really easy, you just pop it out and flip it the other way. Charging, we charged it up. They have some videos you can watch. Control your camera in the app. So we should be able to watch the live stream. So they have a lot of info for you. So we can go to cameras. It still says our Wi-Fi is weak or unstable, but it's been, like, it seems like it's working fine. So let's watch the live stream real quick. The closer to your Wi-Fi router, the better. So we are a little far away here. Yeah, so we got our picture there. Cool, it has, like, you know, things you can adjust if your camera's tilted. It seems like they have a lot of, you know, feedback and a lot of things you can look at. So let's check out our pictures we've gotten. So we had cardinal, male. Nice. You do always get like the fisheye view kind of look with a lot of these cameras. Cardinal, the cardinals are just loving it. So this is another camera, this Tyrant flycatcher. It looks like a banana quit. You can like sign up to look at other, well not sign up, but you can just click to look at other people's cameras or like have them added so that you can see species from different places in the world. So that's pretty cool. They have a Birdbuddy TV. See different things people have captured. I think we've only gotten cardinals at our feeders so far, which is awesome. I have no problem with cardinals. Let's check out our collection though. So this has every species that I've seen at a Birdbuddy feeder. So it has videos from my original Birdbuddy 2 and pictures. So you can look at ones shared from the community. So in my moments, I feel like one of the big things is in the original Birdbuddy, you could kind of see the top of the feeder, like that shape, the top of the roof. So you would have that in all your postcards. That's a nice picture. So this is from the Birdbuddy 1, and that was in winter. Now this is from the Birdbuddy 2. So these are like saved. So I guess these are ones we've saved. So like we have our cardinal we named Katie. That was kind of funny. And then we have our other ones. So this is a male cardinal hanging out. That's a nice one. Cool. And then we can save those to our collection as well. Is that it? Saving your collection, you want to publish in community too. I'll say keep it private. So we'll just share that to our collection. It should be in here. Cool. So I remember in the original Birdbuddy, it was kind of like if you got a new bird, it was like you had to like open your postcards and stuff. I don't know if just because we've seen cardinals, it's not kind of doing it like that, or if they kind of lessened that aspect of it. If maybe it's more, you know, just kind of showing you and giving you information. A little less gamey, a little less gamified maybe, but you're still getting the information that you need. So let's go flip that camera and we'll see what it looks like vertical. So I've had the feeder out for a little bit. The battery is pretty low, so I might go in and charge it. But the big thing has been we've had squirrels at it. I always underestimate my squirrels. They were able to get down that big hook and then they were fine with just jumping straight off the feeder. But we've had some cool stuff. We've had the cardinal, and I was wrong about the, you know, the roof not being in it. That was only for the horizontal. So for vertical, you can still see the roof. It's kind of a, you know, classic Birdbuddy look. But the picture looks good. The sound looks good. It's a nice, big, chunky cardinal. You know, good to have chunky birds, kind of that fisheye view of mostly face, and then, you know, the big stomach in the frame. So that all looks really good. The cardinals have loved it, but the squirrels have found their way on it, as I mentioned. So, well, a lot of good cardinal. So we can scroll through. Well, I'm glad they've been enjoying it. A lot of cardinal. That's from that, you know, other feeder I'm subscribed to with the banana quid. So here's some squirrel. Crazy what they'll do to get to a feeder. Ridiculous. Oh, he did not get on that time. But I've just seen him like sitting in it. So I'm going to my squirrel-proof setup, and I'll show you what that looks like, and we'll see if we can get some other birds at the feeder. But yeah, a lot of squirrel. And I feel like with backyard stuff, it's just like trial and error. You know, like putting the feeder one place. I don't think the squirrels can get here. Oh, they can. Let me try something else. So a lot of squirrel. But one thing I did was I have this board set up. This is for my like more squirrel-proof setup. This board with this attachment, this kind of hooks in so I can mount stuff to this board. So I put one of the attachments that I have for the Birdbuddy here, and then I put this on the bottom of the Birdbuddy. So I drilled that in. That's for like the pole mount or the wall mount. So now we should be good to go. I should put this on here and it should be squirrel proof. I also wanted to add like the water attachment just to see how it worked. Seeds do get in these holes sometimes. So it's good to try to clean them out as best you can. And we can put something like our water dish in here. So we could fill this up with water and then attach it on here, which I think I will do, just to give it something different. And I'm gonna go back to horizontal mode. There we go. So I'll fill this with water. One thing is I tried to get this perch extender on, and it didn't seem like the screws were long enough to fit this and the perch extender. So I had to choose between one or the other. So I went with this. I'm gonna let Birdbuddy know that they need some longer screws if you're gonna put both on, because it's supposed to work for having this and this on. But I'm gonna refill it. I have some more seed, and then I'll put the water on, and then we'll put it out on our more squirrel-proof setup. And then hopefully we'll get some more sun so we can keep it charged. But it's been fun to use so far. I'm excited to see what other birds we get kind of in this different location of the yard. We have had a lot of success with this new setup. I've seen no squirrels at it. It was really windy this morning, so in a lot of the videos you can see like kind of the wind blowing around, but we've got a lot of cool birds. So we've had cardinals still hanging out. They still love it. So a lot of cardinal clips. They're always fun to see though. Nice. Cool audio with that cardinal flying away too. Some more cardinals, female. I have not seen Katie, the northern cardinal we named, so I wonder if it has to have like a really identifiable feature for it to know it's the same one again. But I'd be curious in testing that more. Nice. So we had a lot of cardinals, and we also had a chickadee coming to check it out. Little lens flare, because you know, the light is kind of aiming at the camera a little bit more than in maybe our other location, but still a really cool clip. But yeah, a lot of cardinals, a lot of cool stuff today. So we can see, first, oh, there's a chat thing you can use apparently. We can edit different things. So they have the photos and the little video clips too. So with the quality, like I'm really excited for some of this other stuff. I can't access it yet because it's not out yet, but like you can shoot in a lower video quality actually, but you can shoot in 2K, 2K Ultra, slow motion. Slow motion sounds really cool. So there's a lot of cool stuff coming out that even I'm not able to test yet, but hopefully soon, you know, but hopefully when they get this stuff out, they'll have all this ready to go and you can try all these awesome features. So it's been really fun testing it out. Always takes a little bit of troubleshooting to get it in the best spot, you know, where you're not gonna get bombed by squirrels. So it might take a little playing around to get it in your perfect position, but this has been really fun. So now that I've gotten to test the Birdbuddy 2 for a little bit, I wanted to go through some of the main things that I like about it and some things that I feel like are pretty similar to the other version of Birdbuddy. So I pulled up the website here where you can join the waitlist to get this product. The website looks really good. They have, you know, a couple birds coming to the feeder here, grabbing some sunflower seeds. I think one of the main things I like is that you can take that camera out and flip it really easily. So you can just pop it out from horizontal to landscape view. That's the first time that I've seen that in a camera, and a pretty high quality camera too. So that's really nice to be able to change that. It says instant wake up, so it is designed from the ground up to enable instant detection and wake up for every bird that visits. So kind of like quicker recognition of, hey, there's a bird there. And this also, I'm assuming, is going to depend on how close it is to your router. So the closer it is to your Wi-Fi, the better. The dual solar panels for charging, that is of course nice compared to the one they had on the other Birdbuddy. They have a couple nice videos of birds at the feeder here, which is very cool. And I think one thing we didn't talk about earlier is this is going to work with 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. So a lot of the smart bird feeders normally only work with 2.4. There are a select few that have in the past, but adding that 5 gigahertz is going to help a lot for people that have that Wi-Fi network and weren't able to use some of the other smart bird feeders before. So that's cool. ID through sound, that sounds cool. It wasn't operational when I was testing. Scratch resistant, so it's made with Gorilla Glass, keeping your lens clear and scratch free. That's really nice, especially if you do get a squirrel up there. It's not going to, scratch the lens. It says 100% more seed space and new easy refill system. I do feel like with that clear door, it's hard to get the seed all the way to the top. So I'd kind of find myself putting a lot in and then kind of closing it wouldn't be totally full. So you probably could hold it in a certain way where you could get it filled to the top, but I feel like when those things actually, open from the top, It's a little bit easier to get it 100% full, but not a big deal on that front. And I did figure out that you can actually pop the battery out. So you can take the battery out from the top and then charge it. So then you don't have to bring the whole thing in and, you know, have it out of commission. You can just pop that out, charge it, and then put it back in if you need to. Ideally, those solar panels are working, but they're only going to be as good as the amount of sun that's out there to actually charge them. So it also has a little bit about what's in the box here, the stuff that comes with the feeder, and then some different requirements. So like, you know, the specs for everything, which is good to know, the camera modules, and then the connectivity requirements. So there are a lot of cool upgrades to this product. Now, whether you're gonna wanna upgrade from an older version of Birdbuddy, or you know, if you have a different smart bird feeder or have never had one and you wanna buy this one for the first time, is gonna depend on what's important to you. If you wanna be able to switch between landscape and horizontal, then this is definitely a feeder to put on your radar. I also really liked how intuitive the app was, that it was kind of learning and telling us data and giving us tips on how to do things like that. So that's great for beginners. And I also feel like there's a good community around Birdbuddy. I know there's Facebook groups with people that, you know, make their own 3D printed add-ons and stuff like that. And you can talk to other people that have Birdbuddies, and you can see other people's media in the app as well. So there's a good community around it. It was one of the first smart bird feeders I ever heard of, maybe even the first one. So it's great that they're still going, they're still upgrading the products. It is, of course, plastic. So you do want to do some squirrel proofing. You might have to do like I did, kind of testing a couple different things and then finding your perfect setup. We captured a lot of cool media. I felt like the cardinals really loved the feeder, but we also had the house finch, the chickadee. I'm sure if we had this out for a month, you know, you'd start to see other birds coming to it as well. I think with little things like, you know, the screws not fitting in for the pole mount with the bird feeder attachment, I emailed support. So I'm sure that kind of stuff is going to get taken care of before it's officially out. So it's good for people like me to test it so that we can report that kind of stuff and get it cleared up. So I'm glad that Birdbuddy's making improvements to their products and taking, you know, viewer feedback into account. And of course, with this, there are some features that weren't out yet when I was testing that I'm really excited about, like the slow motion bird video, the higher quality footage. Being able to check all that stuff and decide what you want to customize is really cool too. So that's a little preview for the Birdbuddy 2. If you want to join the waitlist, you can check out the link in the description and do that. Thanks so much to Birdbuddy for sending, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Badgerland Birding.